Planting reminds me, with time, you can still grow. A reflection of self is always good because if you dig deep enough, you might understand some of the behaviors that you display today. You see, I've always been a hustler or had hustling in me, I think. Growing up, there was no such thing as in-home care. So if your people or neighbors didn't help you out when you needed it, you would just be SOL. That's shit out of luck for those who don't know. At a very young age, I was an in-home provider for my auntie who used to live down the street from us in Berkeley on Oregon Street. So she lived in a one-bedroom senior place that I used to go and clean for her on the weekend. So that was my first hustle. My second hustle was just babysitting for my sisters and their friends when they went out to parties and went to the after hours. I mean, I was really good at it. I knew how to cook, give baths, and put them babies in the bed before I was about 13 years old. Once I turned 15, I lied to work during the summer through the youth employment program called the YEP program for short. This was my first taste of having my real own money, and you couldn't tell me shit. I was making like $212 a week, and I damn near fainted when I saw my first paycheck. I always had a little money of my own that my mom never took away from me. She did, however, make me spend it wisely. Like for school, I had to buy all my toiletries, training bras, panties, and socks. She just continued to buy all the outer garment clothing that I needed. Working was not a big deal for me. I like having my own money, so I always made time to do things that I knew that I would get paid for. So let's fast forward this to when I turned 19 years old. That's when I got my first apartment and I started working for the phone company. Back then, the elders always talked about getting a job, but all you had to do was get a job within a large company, and you just ride that thing out till it was time for you to retire. This is when I wish I would have learned about finances, because if I was taught, I know for sure my life would be different right now. From about 19 to 25 years old, I was living my best life. The older women at the phone company took us young girls up under their wings, but they didn't know a lot about investing and making money like people do today. So I fucked off a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money, because I didn't know what to do with it. I wiped out my retirement plan a few times. When I got too far in debt, I would just take the money out, pay the bills off, build up the money again, and repeat the goddamn cycle. At 29, I had my first child, but I was ready. I was tired of running the streets and doing all that extra shit, and I already knew I had a job, been on it for hecka long already, so me and my baby was going to be straight. Still, I was doing whatever I wanted to do. If he needed something, I went and got it. We didn't want for nothing. We living like we had a 2-income household, but it really was only just my income.